This lesson is 5.4 on mid-segment theorem. So mid-segment connects the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. So if we have, as you can see here, this segment PU is the mid-segment because it's the midpoint of WO and CO. And so it connects those two midpoints. So the mid-segment theorem says that the segment connecting the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is half as long. So we know two important pieces of information. If we have a mid-segment, and we know it's a mid-segment because these sides would have to be congruent to each other. So these two would be congruent, as would these two. So this segment here is parallel to this third side, and it's also half the distance. So I have in my triangle COW, segment PU, get it? PU is parallel to CW, and PU equals half the distance of CW. So both of those things are true for a mid-segment. Okay, let's look at a couple examples here. First of all, I have this triangle that has a bunch of mid-segments drawn in, and if you look at the mid-segments, they are in the form of a triangle as well. And so I know that YU is congruent, to UZ, and TZ is congruent to XT, and so on. And I have some segment lengths in here as well. So in triangle XYZ, which segment is parallel to XY? Well, here's XY, and if these three segments are mid-segments, which one has to be parallel to XY? I'm going to let you answer that question. And if ST, so ST is parallel to YZ, what dimension or what length is YZ? Because this is the mid-segment, this is the third side. And find all the side lengths. So I have given you some here. I want you to find all these missing side lengths of both the big triangle as well as this smaller triangle. Okay, so that's all using mid-segments, which these three inside pieces are. All right, then the second question I'd like you to answer is that the midpoints of the sides of a triangle are 2, 5, 2, 2, and 6, 5. What are the coordinates of the vertex of the triangle? And find the perimeter of the triangle. So you can call those, you can do this on a piece of graph paper if you'd like. That might be helpful, but these are the midpoints of a triangle are at these points. And so I want you to try to figure out both what are the coordinates of the vertex as well as the perimeter of the triangle. So I'm going to kind of get you started here a little bit. Oh, there's a second question. Sorry about that. Okay, so here is a piece of graph paper, and let me cover that up. You can check your answer here. So here I put in points A, B, and C. Point A is at 2, 5, so over 2 and up 5. B is at 2, 2, and C is here. So now we have to try to find the vertices. But also remember that they have to be parallel. So if I draw in these mid-segments, I know that there has to be a side parallel to this. And that could either be over here. I suppose it could be over here. So play around with it a little bit. Obviously, you're seeing the answer here. And so it's giving you a pretty big hint as to what you need to do to solve that. But see if you can figure that out, why the triangle has to be this way. So have that done for class tomorrow, and we will talk about that problem a little bit more at that time. Have a good night.